Hello and welcome back to game number 2 between our two players representing Finland and Germany. On the Finland side we're going to have Welmu. Now Welmu is actually a professional player in this occasion. He is currently teamless. He's previously of Team Imaginary Gaming, and as I said, he's representing Welmu as the Protoss player in blue. For the Zerg player in the red, of course all of you are going to recognize this dude. This is TLO. He's from Team Liquid for as long as I can remember, and he is representing Germany. So we're going to be on Central Protocol. This is game number 2. As I said, I don't really know how the matches qualify. I mean, it seems that there's 7 matches in total, so I assume it is best of 7, and it really depends on how many matches each specific team wins. It doesn't specifically have to be TLO that would win 4 games out of the 7, it just has to be the country. Of course, after I finish the first series of Germany versus Finland, that'll be clear and we will know at that point. So there we go, Liquid TLO, starting with a hatchery first. No shenanigans going on. You might notice I'm back to the very first skin that I used to use, where the hatchery or the actual icon of the item of the unit that you have selected is a little bit off, which is a bit unfortunate because the other one that I slightly edited to make this go down unfortunately does not work, because this was actually played on the previous patch where it was 3.0.5, which is just the one right before the current one. I'm not actually sure what the difference is. I think the only difference there was the addition of Karax into the co-op mission, so nothing too major there. Shouldn't be any balance differences at all. Looks like Welmu is getting his own expansion as well. At this point, Liquid TLO probably knows about it, since 2 minutes in, all he has is 1 cybernetics and 1 gateway. Now, just taking a note of this, there's a second assimilator being produced here. I have a strange feeling we're going to see a gateway or a very quick robotics facility coming out of this. Unless he decides to go a bunch of blink stalkers, but honestly I'm kind of feeling the Stargate right now. I don't know why, but I am just feeling it. Could be wrong, of course, but look, TLO actually deciding to go for a double expansion here, so this is very risky play from him. Did Welmu spot this? He did indeed, so TLO is going to be in a bit of trouble if Welmu decides to put a lot of aggression on this. Now it looks like he did opt to go for an early robotics facility, so that's going to be his first choice. It's going to be interesting to see how this develops. TLO is going to be under a little bit of pressure, because the question is really, I didn't see if TLO would have seen that probe. I assume he might have, if he put down a hatchery before the probe came by. But at the same time, you never really know. Maybe he didn't notice it, maybe he wasn't looking at it at that particular time. Does look like there's a second gateway on the way as well. And is that a pylon? Yes, it is. I really love the animation of the warp in. It's so cool. You could be staring at that forever and just get lost in it forever. What is this? An evolution chamber coming up. And looks like a mothership core for Welmu. Also quite standard so far. Nothing out of the ordinary. Does look like there's 2 adepts here. Going to be doing a little bit of damage. Going to try to catch out some workers here. Manages to snipe out. Oh, he does not manage to snipe out one. At this point, 2 have been destroyed. The Zerglings are starting to chase here as well. Now notice there's no metabolic boost research, so these adepts are quite free to walk around and nuke. There we go. Is going to warp in straight into the main base. Has 4 total workers so far. 5 at the moment. Is he going to get a 6th one? Yes, he is indeed. And finally getting taken out there. 6 workers for the cost of 2 adepts. I would definitely call that a worthy trade. A few Zerglings going out to counterattack. Of course, they're not going to be able to do that much in this base, unless, of course, Welmu decides to send all of his units straight into TLO's base and becomes unprepared. Now look at all these gateways. A total of 5 gateways being warped around 1 pylon, which is a bit risky. If, of course, TLO decided to destroy this 1 pylon very quickly, that would hugely disadvantage Welmu. It looks like an immortal on the way also. Now let's follow this drop. Of course, we don't want to lose out on that. Decides to drop them off outside of the base. and sending off his Psionic Transfer. Now I do believe, yes, this is post nerf for the Adepts, so they are still the same Adepts we're seeing in 3.1, which is any game up until now really. And does look like he takes a few kills, 3 total drones, and he decides to back off. Now these Zerglings at this point will be able to defend against this very shortly. They will have their metabolic boost. He's going to probably start lifting these off now, but does of course take a few Zerglings with it. Just being a bit menacing. This basically forces TLO to continuously follow this Warp Prism, because if he doesn't, he could potentially lose out some units from it. Now, ooh, this is interesting. Putting out a few Banelings here. I wonder, is he going to try to bust them into the Adepts? Because notice that Banelings, they will not be able to one-shot Adepts. Look at that. 35 damage versus Light, which means I actually previously thought it was 39, but 35 damage versus Light. Oh, never mind. 39, level 1 upgrade has just been completed, so that's where I got the 39 from. And if you take a look at this, he's going to need about 4 Banelings to kill 1 Adept, which I think is a little bit absurd as a Zerg player, but as a Protoss player, the Adepts do cost a little bit, I suppose. Actually, taking that into consideration, it was 39 versus Light, so it's going to take a lot of Banelings to destroy this. Oh my god, some crazy force fields going down here, preventing any sort of engages, and this is very well played right now by Welmu. A full-on engage, does have a few Zealots in the back also. Not making great use of them yet though. And looks like all the Banelings have now been cleaned up. Not really able to clean all of these units up. And there we go. Exploding and doing lots of damage. Unfortunately not enough. All of these Protoss units just absolutely so beefy with their shields. And looks like this expansion will probably get denied here. Does have 10 Zerglings and 6 Roaches on the way. I don't think they're going to be here on time. This is probably going to be lost very shortly. All of these workers also getting cleaned up, and GG has been called by Liquid TLO, getting knocked out in the second game of Finland versus Germany. Let's see who replaces him in game number 3. And that's pretty much it for TLO's participation in this particular game. Looks like he has been knocked out of the best of 7 here from between Germany and Finland. Now next up we're going to have Hero Marine representing Germany. So Welmu is going to take on Hero Marine. It's going to be a Protoss versus Terran. I'll see you guys in game number 3. Of course, if you haven't done so already, please leave the video a thumbs up, and that's pretty much it. Good luck, take care, and I'll see you guys in the next game.